and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay, back to Mondays, back to Inquisitor, played via the Mutants and Mastermind system for some 40k fun. Whew. Hello, how is everyone today? Hope you're doing good. I hope you enjoyed that mouse guard. Coming up after this will, of course, be Ravnica Unleashed. But right now, we're getting ready to hunt the heretics. Huzzah! I am Charlie at Frost from Fire, and I am playing Matilda Hurst, the Inquisitor. Let's go around and say hi to everyone and see how everyone is doing and who they will be playing. Cleric, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Let everybody know, if you hear snoring, that's my dog who is asleep next to me. Just ignore it. No, I'm doing great. My name is Kat. I am Cleric of Court, and I will be playing Zefenia Grigori, a Sister of Battle, Order of the Martyred Lady. And I am looking for heretics to cut down. Or burn.
Good stuff. Or, yeah, I mean, you have options.
Yeah, either is good. I still have the flamer, so.
And Pope, how are you doing today?
I am doing well. Hello, everybody. I'm Pope. And I am playing our now long-suffering adept, Kifkin Severus Dracon, as we are continuing on this Emperor-forsaken planet, and I still somehow am the most murderous member of the party. So
that's like a 20-person kill count you got under your belt.
I have killed 20 people in the name of the Inquisition. Yeah.
Hurrah! Some of them were cultists. 4 of them were cultists.
Sounds fair.
That's a 1 in 5 rating. That's pretty good. And how are you doing today, Bastian?
Yeah, doing good. Started today early, playing some Divinity Original Sin with Charlie. So that was a lot of fun. Having a good week. Looking forward to today, all week. See how you handle at least a city-wide riot. And I've got fresh pots.
Amen to fresh pots. I hope everyone has got their drinks and their snacks and they're ready to go. Jason will be joining us in a little bit, playing Vasily Taltos, our incinerant, currently hostage, currently undercover with a group of terrorists, if not heretics. Oh, Kat's camera just jumped. That was exciting. Off she goes. She's doing a dance. Before we get into the game and into the recap, I would like to remind you about our sponsors. Of course, there is Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. All the beautiful maps and rolls you see using Fantasy Grounds. I think we mostly do rolls in this game. We like Theatre of the Mind, but maps and tokens, lots of things in there. So go to fantasygrounds.com and there are options for free trials and all sorts of fun stuff. And it works with a variety of systems. You can also get miniatures from Wayland Games. So go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a range of D&D, Warhammer, and 40k minis for up to 20% off, as well as a whole host of other gaming goodies. There's so much stuff on that. And if you are in the UK, that cheap shipping. Get it. It's good. And of course, our brand new sponsor, Dice Envy, who do an amazing subscription service where you can get cool new dice every month, including a limited run and special edition, starting at just $5. And that is diceenvy.com. And if you use the code EncounterRP, you get 10% off of everything. You can also support the show by hitting that retweet button. And every amount of retweets, I think it's 20, we do a dice giveaway. You can also interact with the game in a number of other ways. You can donate to give the players nat 1s, nat 20s, trigger those wild magic surges, and this month I think we're continuing with that table of pets. I still don't have a pet. I'm very upset.
Aww.
Wait, you have us, Madam Inquisitor?
Yeah, you're disappointing, and you don't have a waggy tail.
No, I totally would love to see chat get 2 pets. I would love to see a cyber raven for our beloved Inquisitor and a cyber hound for our beloved Sister of Battle.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
A puppy?
Yes, cyber puppy. It is somewhat doggo and has essentially chain teeth It tears heretics good.
Oh, I want a puppy.
And finally, if there's a moment in the show that you really enjoy, hit the clip button. We like doing little compilations over on our Twitter, and it's just always fun to see what moments you're enjoying and to get to relive those. Like when I make funny faces, or when Kat goes, "Oh, puppy." Also very cute. So without further ado, I'm going to hand us over to Bastian and to the rest of the cast to do our summary of the last time and get into the game.
Yeah. I think Pope, you wanted to do the recap today, right?
Yes. We are still in the Hirata sector on the Emperor-forsaken planet of Thalanum 3. When we last left off, we started with a bang, as the Union building had been exploded. After the Inquisitor was scanning minds and people were asking questions, it seems as though the head of the Union, Elijah, had started to push for more workers' rights and actually act like a Union leader. And the workers are convinced that the higher-ups blew up the building and killed Elijah. He was supposed to have a large meeting and speaking engagement that very day. There was a bit of a traffic jam as riots broke out, and trying to clear traffic jam and doing Kifkin's best impersonation of a tough guy, things went wrong, and a large vehicle exploded. Our beloved and intrepid Inquisitor had gotten out of the fray onto the rooftops and made her way for the spaceport, being back up with Officer Donnie. We'll get back to that in a moment. Meanwhile, Sophia did her best Judge Dredd impersonation and had convinced the Arbites to follow her or get out of her way, as she took a survivor from the explosion and Kifkin, disguised as Antonius Danaker, back to the Arbite station. They're questioning the fearful worker, getting as much information as she could out of the blabbering mess, and then dragging Kifkin over to the local comms channel to try and start getting things done. While all of this is going on, Vasily, who had been taken away to the local prison, had, through extreme violence, ingratiated himself with a fellow inmate, Max. Whilst they both came to in the infirmary, Max seemed to be very much more connected than at first glance, conspiring with Vasily to escape the prison. They managed to, through Max's connections, sneak out and get a vehicle which was heading towards somewhere downtown, a safe house. That was the last communication that came to our intrepid Inquisitor, who has been growing in her psychic powers. Before the end, she felt forced by everything going haywire to reveal herself to Donnie, taking out her inquisitorial seal and having the dumbfounded, confounded backwater Arbite to scan the codes and be completely stupefied as to what it all meant. And that's where we pick up.
Yeah, and that's exactly where we'll pick up, with Tony and Matilda at the table. Charlie, did you see my message? That's one thing to check on Twitter. So,
Okay.
Before we proceed, having some... I can't reach the music, so you'll have to change the music as we go. That's the most important one for now.
Yes, I can try and do that.
Yeah, and log in the fantasy grounds. Actually, we'll start with Jason, so you can get that set up for you. And So, welcome, Jason. How was your day?
Still a hectic bunch of, excuse me, loose connective events that are just spiraling out of control. But I'll get them under, all wrangled eventually. But yeah, I'm here.
No. Yeah, well, and then you get in with Vesely, who also has a lot of stuff spiraling out of control.
Oh yeah.
All right. The last time we left you, you were at the safe house, I believe. Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay. Where you got a moment's respite, waiting to be brought to Cornelius. If you need a moment, just let me know. No, you're good. Okay. So, anything you do before you get picked up to be brought to him?
So it's a separate car. He's not coming to the location that I'm at.
No, you're going to be brought to him. You get as much from a note on the table. Just to clarify, last time you picked up your stuff at prison, if I'm correct?
I picked up a chainsword and my personal regalia, yes. So
okay.
I think that means I have carapace armor. I might be wrong.
Well, not so much about the armor, but you can also get your comms back. And let's say that your earpiece comms, the small one, has a couple of kilometers range. So you don't get magical planet-wide communication with it, but if you have a relay, like a vehicle under your control where you patch in or something like that, you could relay it over long distance. That's how you normally do it with the cutter and the ship. But you are, you are within cutter range. So if you'd like to communicate, there is the opportunity there.
I'll go ahead and try and get a hold of the Inquisitor since she contacted me via psychic communication. I think a couple of, a good solid few minutes before I was put into this situation.
Mm-hmm. So this is about the time where she is having a conversation with Donnie. So let's see if she wants to be distracted from that now.
Of course
so
not.
You get static.
Yeah, static. It's sort of like Madam Inquisitor. Madam. All right, fine then. Just go to the.
Oh, you have Kifkin and you have Safenya that you can reach still.
I'll try and get a hold of Kifkin.
Kifkin, you get a incoming call from Vesely on your comms.
Vesely, you're alive? Oh,
hello, handsome. How are you doing?
Barreling to the coordinates that the Inquisitor told us we were at. What's going on?
Nothing at the minute. I'm supposed to be meeting a friend here. A new friend. Cornelius is his name. I'm going to start looking around the room to see if there are any signifiers of what or who these people are, or if this place is bugged or anything like that.
Sorry, was that for me?
Yes.
Okay. You can roll me a investigation or perception for that.
Investigation or perception?
Yeah, whatever you have.
Let's go with perception. Yes. Roll that d20.
Yeah, our server isn't in on the fancy cons yet, but we're in. So that is an 18 on the roll.
There it is.
There it is.
That is. Yay. Perfect. 18 plus 10 is 28.
28. You don't find any listening devices, but you do find some kind of award that if you were to scan from the outside, this would give you a bit of a null.
An award or a ward?
A ward, yeah, like a device. It's basically like a It's almost like an old-fashioned radio with a ring antenna on it.
Not trusting that. I'm going to step out of the room away from that and close the door behind me.
Okay.
Just to keep it away and continue my conversation with Kifkin. As I said, Cornelius, a gentleman of infinite interest in certain individuals and apparently secretive. For what reasons, I'm sure we can hypothesize. But at the minute, where are you?
Right now in a recently acquired Arbites vehicle, barreling down side streets with Safenia, trying to get through this riot.
A riot?
Yeah, the Union building exploded, taking the sympathetic Elijah, who was supposed to be having a speaking engagement with its members about pushing for greater workers' rights. The locals here are convinced that the higher-ups had the building blown up to kill him.
I must say, Kifkin, you must work on how you detect sarcasm. I sort of sigh and look around. There's nobody else in this facility with me, just me, myself, and I. Right?
Yeah, in this, there's no one in the safe house around you. As you did your check of the building, there's no one else here. You're alone. The outside door is only locked from the inside. So you could go outside if you want to.
There seems to be a high volume of trust placed in individuals who have been dragged here. I tell you what. Keep an open line of communication, and I shall endeavor to divine more as I travel with my compatriots to meet this Cornelius, and indeed, if at all possible, perhaps give to you a listening ear on our conversations?
Certainly, I'm going to see if I can't use the computer in the Arbites vehicle to patch into our channel and then just have it project and record. I probably can't actually track you through it, but I can at least get all the audio.
I mean, worst things comes to worse, you record my death, which I'm sure will be most noble.
Let's not have you die so soon, Vasily. I mean, everyone wants to go and be one with the Emperor, but I kind of like you, so stick around.
Ah, what fondness you have. What fondness you have.
Okay.
I'm blessed with fearlessness. I shall wait.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, blessed.
If he's going to die, I believe the Madam Inquisitor would prefer to be the one that does it, not some random yokel on this planet.
I heard that, Safania. Just through the earpiece.
Yeah.
Oh, perhaps
I'd like to patch somebody through at the same time.
Was that sarcasm?
I don't know. Apparently my detector of that is broken.
The Sheldon sarcasm.
All right. Well, as Kifkin tries to sort of get all my audio through the through the vehicle, guess I'll just have to wait.
Yeah. So Kifkin, do you have the Inventor perk by chance?
Inventor, no.
Okay.
I have a number of perks. Inventor's not one of them yet.
Okay.
I do have improvised tools. I can essentially MacGyver just about anything.
Yeah. So basically, to give it an actual mechanical effect for for the
Okay.
session would be to you would need Inventor for that, to do something like this remotely. But for today, I will allow you to spend a hero point, as per usual, to have that for today.
Okay.
Which means you get to roll a technology roll against a hidden difficulty class. And depending on how well you do, the device will work in some amount as the moment you try it.
Right. In the box. Nat 20.
For a total of
27.
27. Okay. I will note that down. You are pretty confident that you patched it through properly.
Okay. So we can hear you. At least there's that. Trying to navigate these side streets is a pain in the butt. Fortunately, it seems as though most of the riders are towards, the governor's mansion. That's useful.
Could be worse, I suppose.
Yeah,
in
they
the
could be
governor's
all
mansion.
swarming the spaceport and keeping us choked on this emperor-forsaken planet.
Well, no, I believe that's what the bombs were at the spaceport were for.
Right. They were going to blow up.
Wait, hold up my hand. Wait a minute. Who said anything about bombs?
There were explosives at the spaceport. The Inquisitor went there when the riot broke out. And apparently Donnie also ended up there, and they've managed to find a number of explosive devices. I had to dispatch an Arbites team to go and EOD it.
Marvelous. And I just sort of say that through gritted teeth.
It is rather well coordinated. The multiple attempts at disrupting the city and services of the Arbites security.
Yeah, how did you get out of prison?
Lovely individual that I massacred the eye of. Listen, I don't know when Cornelius will come, but at any rate, perhaps it would be more prudent to assume that I will soon be in the company of unsavory individuals who might not need to be privy to our conversations.
So, do you want us to come get you or not?
No. Gods, no. Well, God, Emperor, no. Sorry, I got my settings mixed up for like a hot second there. But God, Emperor, no. I would prefer that perhaps you were to monitor my movements rather than intervene. I sense a profitable venture.
By. I think we should still stay close by.
Yeah, I'm going to at least get to the coordinates that Madam Inquisitor gave us. If nothing else, I mean, Symphenia can do some job creation by burning the place down.
Emperor be praised. By the way, Symphenia, do take care of that flamer. It's of great sentimental importance.
Oh, I intend to.
I stop, or I keep broadcasting, but I stop the conversation at that point.
You mute your mic. You mute your earpiece. That's the one.
Yeah. You mute the earpiece, but keep it. Yeah. All right. So just wait for whoever's gonna pick me up, I guess.
Oh, you wanted to say?
Just maintain course as we try and get through the city.
Okay. So, can you remind me where the two of you were heading again? The governor's mansion, right?
No. We dispatched a bunch of Arbites and made it so that they only had non-lethal weaponry to the governor's mansion. We were given coordinates and a rough description by Matilda as to where Vasily's location was, and was sent by her to go and find him.
Okay. So you're gonna close in on him and stay at a safe distance, so to say.
Well, if we hear that he's already been picked up and in transit, we'll probably stop at their safe house, give it a quick once-over, and then let Sophia work out her anger issues.
Okay. Hey, we'll take
Can
you.
you not track him through his comm?
No.
No. Okay.
I would need far better technology than what we have currently available.
Technically, you could if you were to pre-rig it, but without having access to it.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, we could later, possibly, since the Madam Inquisitor likes using the facility as a pot boiler, put a planetary ARFID tag in him so we could track him.
You're presuming that we're going to stay on this planet for a much longer period of time?
Oh, no. Planetary is the means of just how wide the tracking net is. No, it means that she would have a means of being able to find him within a planetary distance. So, after all this, I mean, the installation is rather painless and quick.
I believe she can already do that with her abilities?
I don't know a great deal about Psychers, and it's one of the few places where I try and keep myself relatively ignorant.
She was able to locate him easily enough within the city.
Yeah.
I would not doubt that Madam Inquisitor, if she wishes to find somebody on a planet, can find them.
Cool. That's not concerning at all. So, yeah, let's just try and get closer to this safe house.
Okay. So getting there will take you a while. And that's when we go back to Matilda. Matilda, who we left off at the spaceport in the coordination room with Donnie. He sent out the rest as you had a private conversation with him. You threw the Inquisitor seal on the table. He scanned it and pretty much flabbergasted by what does it mean? And that's where we ended with you saying...
Agreed to go up to the ship because Matilda was going to go and grab a ton of gear.
Yeah.
And she trusts her ship isn't bugged. Except by us, which is fine.
Yeah. And you said, tell me everything. I remember as the last word of the session.
David.
Okay. He as you say that, he's okay. So, where do I start? What do you need to know? We don't have a lot of time. We're rounding up bombs.
There are greater problems than bombs on your planet.
Your volume is a little bit low, by the way, Charlie.
I don't know how to fix that right now. I do not have control over my volume.
Okay.
2 seconds. I will speak loudly in my accent.
Yeah.
It's fine. I lean down.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So as I was saying, you have a bigger problem on your planet. Bigger than a bomb. Chaos.
Yeah.
Cults,
Yeah, the bomb... what?
We tracked heresy to your planet, and it is my job to ensure that heresy ends here.
Yeah, of course, any heresy needs to be dealt with, but right here? So that's where the bombs came from?
I do not know where the bombs came from, if it was civil unrest, a coincidence, or yes, these cults.
Well, cults, I don't know. I would have to get into the system, see if there's any investigations running, but...
You already know there is an investigation running. Mine.
Yeah, I mean, but if we have any running, we can pass that information.
We are not certain who on this planet is involved. Which is why I would like you to start with David.
David. Yeah, he's my boss.
You were
And
described as his pet. Tell me about it.
well, I'm not really his pet. I just I work for him. He's my ranking officer. So, and we don't really talk too much, other than, well, I inform him of any meetings I've had. Of course, this would be my job as a liaison. But I don't know. That's because I'm away so much. I don't really get to work with him directly as much as other officers would.
How many visitors have you had to this planet recently? Besides myself and my company.
Let's see. Well, we only really had some trade vessels coming in, and then
The regularly scheduled ones?
irregularly scheduled, yes. No, just the comings and goings of workers and supplies and exports. It's the last time I've seen anyone is anyone not part of the routine is more than a couple of years ago.
And what about the prisoners?
Sorry, I
The ones
didn't
you do
get
not keep on the planet. What about the prisoners?
the prisoners.
Listen to me, I'm speaking right here.
Yeah. Yeah, I turned up my volume, so. The prisoners. So basically, any we can punish locally. We either keep them imprisoned, execute them, or send them off to any death. Well, you know the deep digging, dangerous jobs where workers die all the time. They never get out of the mines, so to say. And then any that we can't fit there, we send off on what's the name again? To Penalty World, Penal World,
Penal colony, yeah.
Colony. Yeah, that's the word. So that's what we do with them.
Do you often have them escape?
I don't know. I don't really follow the prison numbers. I get to stick with high society or high society. You know, officers and
But not your own.
officers.
Boss, apparently.
Well, not on a daily basis. Of course, we have the weekly reports, but that's a room full of officers.
Have you ever heard the name Calvin before? I'm not talking
Calvin.
generally, a particular individual who may have struck your memory.
Calvin. I'll have to refresh myself.
That was the original cultist.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the original cultist. Calvin. No, not hasn't passed by me. You can roll me an insight, by the way, for that.
Can I do this as like a surface read?
Yeah, you can do a surface read.
Yeah,
Then you need to roll a willpower to
see.
see.
To do that. Yep.
Yeah.
18 plus a 10, 28.
Yeah, so that works, and then we roll an opposed
Then I roll it. Yep. Oh, not that one, that's
willpower.
Oh dear, Matilda.
You don't catch his. You don't manage to focus enough to catch his thoughts. He's not actively blocking.
Vasily is now calling me.
Yeah. that's perfect timing for that. But you can still roll me an insight normally, just to gouge him.
Natural 20.
He's
plus 5.
Yeah. For all you can see, he's speaking the truth.
Will you help us, Donnie?
Yes, of course. I mean, the datapad said pretty much said ultimate authority. So yeah,
Right.
anything.
I need you to not tell David. As far as he is concerned, I am still a rogue trader's assistant.
Yeah. Okay. I'll. Yeah, the next meeting was due in a couple of days anyway, so I don't need to avoid him for those, and then unless you want me to actually meet him.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
High society, Bunny. Tell me, who is
Yeah.
close with the governor? And who does the governor not like?
Well, the governor doesn't like David, that's one thing I know. But, well, even some officers don't like David, so it's...
Why? What makes David so special that he would be pulled out?
Because he's strict. And,
Is he
well, you know
good?
what, as I told you, the union, they basically create some leeway back and forth, and David doesn't like that. That's one thing I know. But I don't like that either. I mean, you can never really send a SWAT team anywhere without risking offending people.
The people
And-
have been given enough rope to hang you with.
And then the governor, well, of course he has his head, his friend Joseph, his liaison, also an inspector, the one that jumped in the vat. He was close to the governor.
Yes, I recall the unfortunate incident. A mystery to me still. She lies.
Mm-hmm. And for the rest, the governor, well, he's old, so he doesn't go outside much, and pretty stuck to his servitors and guardians. So.
If the governor died, who in your opinion would replace him?
First in line, probably one of the factory overseers, as they are at part of the work, part of the hierarchy anyway. And currently in line would be best chance would be Publius, and he oversees Factory 3 in the capital. He's an okay guy. I met with him several times, so I guess he would do the job just fine.
And tell me about Elijah. The man that died today. The union leader.
Elijah, well, everybody liked him. He was tall. He had a lot of scars, but, well, living on this planet long enough or working in the factories will get you that. Can't be any different on a ship, right? He was always confident, and he drank with other workers, just like any other worker would have. So he's everybody that met him liked him. I think he's a nice guy, but other than that, I don't have much business with him in my job.
Donnie, if you were going to escape this planet, and I promise you this is my final question, how would you do it?
To get out of this planet, I would... There's three ways, I guess. You could get yourself imprisoned at the right time, and when there's a pinnacle ship in orbit, and get off that way. But getting out of that is a lot more difficult. If you're a guard, you could volunteer for security duty on one of those ships. But the easiest way is if you're a specialist on chemicals to accompany one of the transports. Just get a job on one of the transports because it's hard to find experienced people that work a lot with these materials. So it would be easy to get booking on that, and that's one. Or jump on a rogue trader ship when they want to replenish their crew.
But you have not seen one for a couple of years, correct?
Correct.
Correct. You should continue to serve as our liaison, as arranged, and help yourself to my armory in the meantime.
Okay. On your cutter?
Oh, we are.
Sorry?
Right now.
Oh.
We're on the ship, right?
Oh yeah. Did you take him up to the ship, or is this still at the spaceport? No, we can easily have placed this on the ship. So as we're on the spaceport, and okay.
Yeah, because I didn't want to be around when the bomb went off, but the ship was right there. So.
Yeah. So, anything in specific you'd like him to?
I think she would just upgrade maybe his sidearm. I imagine the arbiters have some sort of standard issue sidearm. She would give him something with a bit more firepower to it. Something, it would be like a semi-discreet changeover, but enough that she knows, like, if he has to shoot this thing, it's gonna work effectively and not be like a basic pew pew.
Yeah. So what he'll do, he'll look at your sword collection and his duty sword. He would probably replace that with something slightly more powerful. And his sidearm, which was a less pistol, he would upgrade to a hell pistol, which is slightly superior.
And I know that my weapons are well looked after because Sifenia's on the ship.
Yeah. So that's basically swapping two holsters and like that. His armor is pretty good as well. It's high spec carbides, which, well, the SWAT armors are very well put together, so he would be wearing one of those.
If we are successful, I will help you leave this planet. The alternative being that we are unsuccessful and the planet will no longer exist.
Yeah, then no one would get off, I guess. Okay.
The will of the Emperor when heresy is present.
I don't mind leaving that godforsaken planet, emperor-forsaken planet with the acid rains and
the gas masks.
The gas masks. I won't miss the gas masks one moment.
No, they hide your face. And she will. Is there some sort of, I don't know, can I go to one of the servitors and see the status of the bomb situation down below before we go back?
Yeah, you would have gotten a basic data stream of information, I assume, from anything Kifkin set up and links. So you would probably get a similar overview of major calls, like the any communication that is sent out citywide would have been caught by your servitors.
Do you need to check in with your men, Donnie?
Not directly. I could. Well, I did dismiss myself from the search. So next time you're going down, I will. That's fine.
All right, then we will wait for the explosion to be cleared, and we shall return to the
planet. Okay. So. Where are we at then? We can go to Jason, who's waiting. Let me type one thing. All right. So, Jason, after a short wait, there's a knock on the door. The door is locked from the inside, so...
All right. I guess I'll... Is there any window to the door, or is it like a close? Like
There's like the see-through fisheye.
Okay, I look through the fisheye.
And outside, you see a big man in worker uniform, wearing a gas mask. He has a hood over him to shelter him from the rain.
I presume you to be associated with Cornelius? I say this through the door.
He's like, shh. We can talk inside with a deep voice.
All right, fine. I unlock the door and open it to this very large man.
Yeah, he steps inside. He's a head taller than you and very muscular. So I'm here to pick you up. Yes,
with those arms,
to take you to Cornelius. Yes.
With those arms, I'm sure it's not that terrible a task.
You
I
can
sort
walk.
Of pat him on the shoulder and like put on my gas mask and just straighten myself out, chainsword it at my side, and walk.
Okay. It's a 10-minute walk through the streets, and you're brought to a worker house, nondescript, like in a row of houses. And inside, as soon as you're brought inside, it's nice, warm, completely average interior. And inside you find 3 others waiting for you. By the door is a woman with let's see, shaved hair, but like short hair, with a very sharp nose, and wears very tight worker uniform. She could be a beautiful woman in other circumstances. And at the table are 2 men, one with brown hair who hasn't shaved, with average posture, and another with blonde with short blonde hair. He is shaved and a very young face, no scars. And there's an empty chair at the table.
For me, or for our benefactor? And I look to each of them in turn.
And the older unshaved man says, that would be me. And he points towards the chair.
I prefer to stand, if it's all the same to you.
Whatever. So, happy to be out? So
Overjoyed.
Overjoyed. That's good. So, as far as I'm concerned, I've got a couple of errands to run, and once those are done, you're free to go or join us or wherever you want to go.
You're quite unreasonably understanding for someone so volatile.
Why would I be volatile?
I've never known a calm man to orchestrate so many disruptive events.
He laughs and you think that was me?
Or someone quite close to you.
You see how you got out of the prison? I like it subtle. Secret.
Then the sound and fury that's just outside. Are these quiet riots? Subtle explosions?
Yeah, but they're not mine. Why would that be?
Then whose are they?
If I would know, would I tell you?
If you want me to work with you, you would.
Yeah. Then I don't know.
Then why trouble yourself with bringing me here? And at that point, I'll sit. I'll sit with him.
Yeah. Well, I need a couple of people moved, transported, and I can't, so to say, you want your freedom, you have to get out of this planet, and before you do, you can do something for me, and then you disappear, and no one will ever know.
I sort of stop, sort of consider what I'm going to say next. The name of the first cultist that we tracked.
Calvin.
What was it again? Calvin. Yes. I sort of lean forward and look at him very severely. And was that the offer that was given to Calvin?
You can roll me an insight.
Yay. Okay, so that's a D20. Ayo. Okay, well, that's that, but that's plus, plus 14. So 8 plus 14, 22. It's kind of what I do.
Calvin was a different man, but I wonder how you know him.
Well, here's the thing. I'm sure I don't know Calvin, just as you don't know who sparked those current events which await us outside.
I have a hunch who did, but I don't know who. But have you met Calvin?
If I did, would it matter?
Not much. How's he doing anyway these days?
Oh, deceased.
You see, I did put him on a ship, just like I would with you. After that, I don't care where people go.
Calvin is dead. And I know who killed him.
I don't care. And with how much? What's your insight?
22.
22. He's not lying when he doesn't care.
Then who would?
He probably. I don't know. I don't know who his boss was. I don't know where he came from. I know I put him on a ship, and that's about it. Now, you can pick any planet, any of the ships mooring here go to. That's up to you. We'll find you a place among the crew, hide you.
All you'd need from me is a little compliance, I'm sure.
Not just a regular gig. I mean, you didn't get in prison for nothing, right? What are you, a thief? thug? Did you hit an Arbite or something?
That you would assume me to be a simple thug, a thief. That really betrays your ignorance. This obfuscation, this pageantry of secrecy. So disappointing. Can't even give me a straight answer as to even who I'm supposed to be taking. Or who you're even with.
We didn't get to that part yet. That's once you accept.
Well, until I know the terms, I can't accept them. I hope you understand.
Those are the terms. We give you directions to how do you call it again? Politely ask someone to join you on a trip, drop them off, and then you disappear.
Then I disappear.
On any ship you choose.
On any ship I choose.
Now, I don't know how recently you've met Calvin, but I think it's a couple of years since I sent him on the ship, and unless he died right away, and that's where you know him from. You know, my words hold truth. We will put you on a ship, let you go your merry way.
And the implantation of the chip, when does that come in?
What implantation of what chip?
Oh, come now.
You want augments? Is that what you want, and then stay here instead of traveling?
Are you sure you know nothing of Calvin? That you have no information as to who is truly in charge?
You can roll me another insight.
Sure. Wow, okay. 18 plus that is 32.
Calvin, he did his job here. And you feel that he knows more.
Cornelius. I dare say that I appreciate what you're trying to do. But so long as you hide from me, we can never be friends.
I never said anything about friends.
Oh, but you need them. I can
Everybody needs friends. And he looks around. And the woman and the brute, they are leaning against the wall behind you.
So?
But the question remains, will you do the job?
I'm going to keep a hand on my chain sword.
Are you doing that visually?
Yes. And I am definitely going to reach out with my left hand to shake his hand.
So basically when you put your hand on the chainsword, you do hear a battery charging up behind you.
Oh, no, I'm so scared.
No. But he does reach for your hand.
If he even tries to pull it away, I'm going to...
No. He basically, Cornelius reaches out a hand.
I take it, shake it, and smile.
Then he tries to release your hand.
I grip it in a vice. Understand this, friend. We work together now.
Yes,
No
indeed.
more secrets.
No more secrets. Now, he reaches under the table and puts an envelope on the desk, stands up. We will take our leave. Just follow the instructions and we'll get in touch. Yeah, that's it.
If you wouldn't mind terribly, I'd like one of you to stay behind. An assistant of sorts.
Not afraid to do it on your own?
When it comes to any interaction, Cornelius, you of all people should know. There will always be damage of a collateral nature that one should not have to face alone.
So you want Pretty Boy and Rye, or you prefer having Fox with you?
Which one is Fox?
He points at the big brute.
Do you know, Fox, I've grown to like you in our short and brief interactions. Would you mind accompanying me?
Of course. You bring the drinks, right?
I just sort of deadpan and just sort of look to the envelope and look to Cornelius. You can go.
Cornelius gestures the rest and goes out.
Sort of roll my eyes and look to this this brute. Do you mind terribly reading the instructions for us?
He pulls out the paper, upside down. No. And gives it to you upside down.
I turn it right side up and see what it says.
There's 2 addresses. One starting with pickup with a location, and drop off at another location. And then there's a post box number.
I read off both addresses so that Kifkin and Sefenia can hear. It would be a terror if somebody were to intercept us between the two. Wonder what we're supposed to pick up.
And I will give you in Fancy Grounds the first address. And
East
the second
District. All right. East District, High Rise 5, Apartment 3, pick up, and
the drop off. I have to find my note.
Pardon, the writing's a bit smudged.
The other one. Outpost 77.
Outpost 77. Dig site. For drop-off.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it would be a shame if somebody were to intercept us between these 2 points, wouldn't it, Fox?
Yeah, that's why you wanted me, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. For more reasons than one. And I pat his shoulder and close the envelope and get ready to go out to the East District high-rise.
All right. So, where are we at? We are... So, Kifkin and Safenia, do you do anything in the meantime?
Well, as soon as we hear that, it's okay. Patch in those 2 locations into the vehicle's computer. Trying to pull up a auto map of locale, and then figure out what the easiest route is between those 2 points, and see about intercepting them at that point and then driving to that location.
Yes, Safenia would be looking to see if there's a good cutoff or ambush spot, a good choke point between the 2 places. She'd also, since we're in an Arbite vehicle, I'm assuming we have access to their data computers, and find out just who would live at East District High Rise 5, Apartment 3, and what is the Outpost 77 dig site.
Information storage works a bit differently in 40K, where it's all stored in big immobile machines, if there's any. So there's not an easy way to access it from just a random vehicle. You would have to patch in with an operator, request the information to be sent to a local data pad, and then you can read it. So it's not like our internet, so to say.
Okay.
That would be the way to do it if you wanted to try that. In terms of choke points, there are several good spots along the route. Basically, the route from where you suspect Jason is to the house is a short one. That's pretty much 20 minutes through the city. But from the house to Outpost 77, that's going to be almost a full day of travel.
Well, that's where we're going to meet up. That's where we wanted to get between the pickup and the drop-off point. Is where we want to intercept.
Yeah.
Preferably sooner rather than later.
I'm
Out of the city.
Okay, so I'm guessing the outpost is a ways away towards the factory.
Sorry?
The outpost is towards the factory outside the city.
Now, basically, you have this city, and then there's several factory outposts, refinery outposts around it, one of which you visited. And then this outpost is a new site, basically where pumps are being installed.
Okay, so it's near one of the lakes.
But it's close to a day out, so it's a long while.
All right. We probably want to intercept them on the edge of the city. So after they pick up whatever they're going to pick up at the apartment. So just try and quickly drive there.
We need a place where we can ambush them. We find a place just outside of the edge of the city where we can park this vehicle and be ready to intercept them.
All right. You are the one that knows military tactics more than I do. So, okay. Is there any sort of natural features nearby the exit of the city? Tunnel?
On this route, There are some tunnels.
Right.
There's enough hilly terrain.
Okay, so best idea is go through one of the tunnels, park the vehicle so that it's blocking the exit, and then from the interior of the tunnel, hopefully find some place to hide, and then as they pull up on the vehicle, jump up from behind.
So that they can reverse back out of the tunnel?
Well, it means that that's the only way out, and if we're at the entrance to the tunnel as they're reversing, we can, well...
Why
I
not
can
just
see
collapse the end of the tunnel and wait for them at the entrance?
Because we might actually want to be able to get to the facility. That's the main reason. Also, I'm not really good on the demolitions. I mean, you saw what I did last time, and that was a lucky shot. I figure I can just, referring to the Inferno pistol, just shoot one of the tires, and that'll turn to slag. Can't really go when 3 wheels are going and 1 wheel is just immobile.
Depends, but yes, we can do that. That would work. We'll block the exit, set up an ambush inside the tunnel. We'll wait for them at the entrance, let them get in, shoot them as they're going in.
Yeah.
And then take them that way.
Yeah, that sounds like
we
a plan.
also need let the Madam Inquisitor know what's happening.
Yeah, we'll send the transmission up, but I have a feeling since we haven't heard from her, she may be busy. The last we heard from the Inquisitor was when we were still at the station.
Madam Inquisitor. Madam Inquisitor, just so you're aware, we are going after Vasily. We will be on the edge of the city. He will have people with him. Yeah, she doesn't know if the madam could hear, if the Inquisitor can hear or not, but she's relaying the information just in case she can't reply. Just
okay, she can hear you, but she can't. She's
right.
She's working on getting the communication working again.
Yep, but that's what Stefania is doing.
She's communicating with Donnie at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, no, it's a matter of driving out there and setting up the ambush. If we can get out of the city without being accosted.
I wonder. When I spent quite a bit of time with the Arbites, would there have been any that I came across that I felt that I really could trust?
So far, Donnie was one of them. Oh, that's all right. Welcome. That's a good ride too. Welcome to Inquisitor. Just giving you an update. We're investigating a heretic organization on a mining planet, and we're about to find out where they're heading. So, we were at Warhammer 40k playing Mutants and Masterminds. Yeah, it's working.
Oh, good.
Yeah. They're still a bit low compared to the others, but it's okay. Let's do it as we are. Stefania looks for contact with you, Charlie.
Yeah, she told them to get on with it. She didn't know why they were messaging her.
That's better.
They were told to go and get Donnie. Not Donnie, Vasily.
Vasily?
Go and get Vasily.
So she's dialing into you now as you send Donnie off into the armory. So if you want to go back, then.
Yeah, Stefania just was letting the Inquisitor know that they were heading outside of the city to pick up Vasily and a few other subjects of interest.
Okay.
That they would be intercepting them. just to keep you apprised of our actions and location.
Very well. Did you require something, Stefania?
Muted, maybe.
You're muted.
We may require a team of Arbites as backup if Donnie can spare some that he trusts.
You have access to the Arbites, do you not? Was that not what Kifkin was working on?
Do and don't at the current situation, considering.
Alright, I'll take care of it. Give me your location.
Madam Inquisitor, I just need someone I can speak with that Donnie trusts. I will. Beyond that, I have no need.
You said you required them. I will dispatch them to your location.
I can request them. I don't want to request anyone that might...
I understand. You want someone you can trust. You can trust me to get this done, can you not?
Yes, Madam Inquisitor.
Okay, you require what kind of arbiters? Apart from trustworthy, I got that bit.
Probably those that can handle intercept and retrieval. I would probably suggest, since I think we're more than enough for intercepting the vehicle and getting Vasily.
Extraction team? Armored vehicle?
Yes, it's armored vehicle, extraction team, small team.
Yeah.
All right.
Have them
small and fast.
Have them deploy to the north side of Junction 763 on the north side of that bridge, outside the tunnel. Have them run dark if they can.
I will take care of it, Kifkin.
Thank you, Inquisitor.
Subtle and heavily armored. I understand. Do you require any further permissions or paperwork filling out while we're here?
No, this is having to go on the fly. Though you may want to have, if you're where I think you are and you're up in the ship, you may want to see about talking with the captain, unmooring from the station and getting into synchronous orbit over Outpost 77. See if they can't bring the one Lance online, because you may need to, well, orbital strike the planet.
Do I want to know what Vasily has gotten himself into?
Smuggling. Vasily has gotten himself into extraplanetary smuggling.
He has found the heretics we are looking for.
No. He
Possibly.
has found heresy, but not the heretics.
Well, I will take heresy at this point. Alright, thank you very much. And she, cuts the communications. She marches into the armory where Donnie is and says, Donnie, we're about to be very busy. Can you walk quickly?
I'm ready.
Alright, and she marches down to where one of our servitor captains types is, and she suggests that as soon as she is off the ship is to be moved to over Outpost 77. No further action to be taken.
Yeah, the servitor, the helm servitor types in the coordinates into his machine. And see some lights going out and the ship coming to life slowly.
Alright, Donnie, we're about to go and collect some people. Let's go. And descend back down from the ship.
Okay. That will take you a while. Enough time for Vasily to actually get to the outpost if he's so... not the outpost, the address.
Yeah, I'd like to get to the address and just keep an eye on Fox throughout the whole time. Just sort of poke and prod him. So Cornelius seems to be a bit more aged than I had anticipated. I thought this was a young man's game, as it were.
Yeah, I think most people die young.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Then what about yourself? Have you been on the planet long?
Couple of years. Doing the shifts.
Just awkward silence until we get to the apartment.
Yeah, he is very aware of what's going on around him, but he doesn't look very smart. As you get to the apartment building, it's deserted. There have been people on the streets, mostly in a hurry, staying away from other people. Basically, as you would expect when there's riots in the streets, they try to stay out of your path, and it's pretty much deserted. And as you go inside, it's there's several of these large high-rise apartment buildings. They all have a little bit of a courtyard.
East District High-Rise. High-Rise 5. East District High-Rise 5, Apartment 3. I stomp around trying to figure out where the apartment is itself.
Yeah, basically on the first floor. As you go up, if you check the numbers, it goes up from 1 to into the hundreds up.
Okay, I knock on the door, I guess?
As you knock, the door just goes open. And inside, you see 4 unconscious people who are bound, shackled. They have a bag over their head as well. And there on a table in front of you is a note.
They love their notes, don't they? I look over to the envelope and open it up. As
you do, there's it says, take the car from the garage and deliver these to the outpost.
These. Interesting phraseology. I stuff the envelope back into my coat and lift one of the hoods from one of the figures.
And as you do that, Fox, he says, I don't think we're supposed to do that.
Friend, there are a lot of things that we're not supposed to do.
So,
if you're going to stop me, stop me. And I take off the hood just to see what's underneath.
So what did the note say? It's they're people, unconscious, as far as you can tell. They are breathing, though.
I'm going to sort of the person that I took the hood off of.
There's 2 females and 2 males.
Okay, I'll take one off.
Looking like the typical worker.
All right, I'll take one off the female, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
just one of the
you take one off, and that's when you notice it's a female.
I sort of turn her head to see if there's any scarring along the neck or any other.
No. You can roll me a perception, but you will find the tattoo tag number.
Okay. All right. What's the tag number?
That's like all the workers, and you as well have the tattoo with a number, identification number.
Right. Yep. All right, so that's 11 plus 14, so 25. No, not plus 14. Plus 10, so 21.
Okay. You don't find any of the signs you found on Calvin, like you don't find any specific scar.
As I'm sort of manipulating her head, is there like Is there any like conscious register? Is she like waking up, or is she just like out cold?
No, she's out cold.
Out cold. Fox, how many of these sorts of runs have you been on?
With people? Unconscious?
With people. Unconscious.
He starts counting on his hands.
3. Can you verbalize that number?
3.
Progress. I sort of clap my hands together and look to the unconscious people. Right. 4 unconscious bodies, 2 female, 2 male, all workers of some specific type. I'll make it to be where there's like, I'm just reading off these tags randomly, but I'm trying to just convey to Kivkin as much information as I can. So like I read off all the tag numbers, I read off like their general height, weight, age, I don't care, like everything that I can divine.
Yep. Kivkin?
Yes.
You do notice that Jason starts starts calling out numbers in the series and describing persons.
Just try and take note of that until we can actually get settled and I can set things up to request a data stream to possibly cross-reference. While we're in transit, can't do too much.
Oh boy, I just hope I can remember all of these wonderful details, I sort of say to myself.
Sifendi is
would
taking
you?
notes.
I mean, we're dropping them and then we go on.
It's the persons that you meet in this field. I assure you of that, Fox. You would do well to be more kind to that mind of yours. Right. I sort of lift up one of the bodies and sort of look around to see where that car is.
There were garages down in the little courtyard behind the garage door. You can find the car. There's one
Okay,
of them.
I'll fireman's carry one of the unconscious bodies and like with whatever the key or like stand in the middle of the parking lot like.
And Fox puts one over his shoulder, grabs the other 2 by the waist, and just drags them after, walks after you.
Okay, so yeah, just looking for the car that I'm going to be driving, I guess, or that Fox is going to be driving, I should say. I'm not driving.
Are you sure?
I mean, just because he's a little bit, doesn't mean that he doesn't know how to drive.
Yeah. So you enter the garage, and there's a transport truck, like an industrial transport truck, with a cargo hold on the back.
A transport truck, complete with its own cargo deck. That's such an interesting choice. I thought that we would be going in something far more conspicuous. And I just rattle this off as I throw one of the people in the back.
He throws the others in the back, closes off the hold, and starts heading for the passenger seat.
Oh, marvelous. I sort of like grit my teeth at that. Because plan requires me in the passenger seat, but that's okay. Right.
I don't drive.
Oh. I sort of laugh and like I picked the wrong one, didn't I? And go to the driver's seat.
The truck starts pretty well. It does cough a bit as you are not an engineer doing any rides, but it does start and it runs stable. And
Should make our way quite nicely.
To get to Outpost 77, there's a list of city gates and main roads to follow in the cabin. Like if you were to have to be on an industrial complex, you would always know. Okay, I need this gate to get to facility X. So you can find the route there.
What seems to be the most circuitous, like the most that would put a bit of give enough of a comfortable time frame to where even if they couldn't intercept, they would be able to spot me?
Well, you can start taking a detour. I don't know how well your navigation skills are. Do you have any expertise in that? Not that
no,
good.
not that good at all. So I'm going to go ahead and just follow what I think would be like the most busy route. So that would probably be the most direct route between this address and Outpost 77.
Okay. The most direct route would be to just head to one of the main roads, head towards the north gate, which leads to a long-distance road ending up at Outpost 77.
Marvelous, marvelous. Would be a terrible, terrible thing to be intercepted, of course, but I think with this we'll be certain to get to Outpost 77 post-haste. I sort of continue along with that main road and just kind of drive.
Yeah. Okay. So you start to drive.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of time frame, it does take a bit of like an hour to do land to get to the ship and back. Even if you do like that's for Matilda. If you do like emergency drop where you take risks, then it could go faster. But you need to kind of.
All right, question, because I didn't know the ship was going to be at the same place the Vasily is going. Could I not ride on the ship to Outpost 77 and get out there?
Yeah. You could. If you have the information about Outpost 77?
Yeah. I was told to take the ship over Outpost 77 because we were going to nuke it from orbit if we didn't intercept.
Yeah, but to enter orbit, you need to deorbit, and if you do that in a straight line, you're going to burn up in the atmosphere. So you would always need to at least make one rotation, enter orbit at the correct angle, and then...
That's still going to be quicker than me getting off of the ship, going across the planet, right?
Yeah, definitely. You can take the... I think you took a shuttle at the spaceport, or did you take the cutter?
A shuttle. I walked to the spaceport. We blew up
and then you confiscated the shuttle to the ship. Yeah. So you could take that shuttle and go down there and put the ship in orbit. It will take you about an hour to properly do that.
That's fine, but that's still quicker than me getting down and going across planets. So
since we're on rocket boosters and not aerodynamics.
Yes.
So
that is what Matilda's going to do, and basically the backup they're getting is Donnie and Matilda, but Matilda's pissed, so...
Yeah, so we will get to our ambush before you get into position. That's so it takes quite a while to... no, actually, you can get into position before they do the ambush. It doesn't really matter because they're ambushing on the way. So how far out?
Also reach out to Vasily and get him to delay a tiny bit so that I can make sure I'm there.
Yeah. So where exactly did you plan the ambush, Kifkin?
It was on the North Road by the bridge, 7-6 something.
Yeah. And a tunnel.
Yeah. So, but how far out of the city is that?
That would be about 3 hours out.
Okay. Yeah, so Matilda, you can pretty much position yourself anywhere as they set up their ambush.
I think once we get down, like out of the ship and we're into orbit and we're heading to position, Matilda will reach out to make contacts to get an update. Because apparently plans are moving.
So, did you ask Donnie to actually arrange a SWAT car?
Nope.
No. So, Kipkin and Savannah will arrive there and at their ambush spot, which is you picked a tunnel, if I'm correct.
Yeah. We're going to
One at a
go
choke
through
point.
go through the tunnel, park the vehicle in the road to block off the majority of it at the northernmost mouth of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of the vehicle, and then walk the tunnel. Try and find some spot towards the entrance of the tunnel from the south to hide, and then ambush the vehicle as it gets all the way into the tunnel.
Okay. So, as you wait, as you set up your ambush, you wait and you wait and you wait, and at some point, Jason, you enter a tunnel, and as you're about to exit the tunnel, you see the road blocked by a Arbeit vehicle. You took an Arbeit squad car, right, Kevin?
Yeah, large squad car.
Yeah, the one you were driving earlier.
Just a
it's
singular
blocked-
one?
Just a singular one, and it's blocking the exit of the tunnel.
Oh dear. Fox. And I looked
Trouble?
at something doesn't sit quite right with me. Tell you what, Fox. Go out, scout ahead, see if there's something wrong.
Are you slowing down or stopping?
I'm kind of slowing down, and if I need to stop, I'll stop.
You need to
As
stop
soon
at
as
some
the-
point, else you're crashing to it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
As
stop
soon as
about
the
like
vehicle starts-
3/4 of the way.
As soon as the vehicle starts to slow, that's when Safenya is going to open fire and she's aiming for undercarriage or the tires of the vehicle
Okay.
because she wants it moving. She wants that momentum. She wants to get it rolling.
All right. What we'll do is you will take your action, and then we're gonna roll initiative.
Okay.
I hope Vasily is wearing a seatbelt. That's all I can say.
So
I
to do
hope that
this,
Matilda. Mhm.
Yeah.
you can roll your attack roll with your weapon, and we will roll a toughness for the vehicle, and then see what happens.
Okay. Why is this doesn't like me? It's not rolling in the box.
I don't know. It works for me.
Okay. I rolled a 16 and then the dice disappeared. Maybe it's just taking forever. So 16 plus 6 is...
Well, if you release it while you're still outside the box, it will fly into the box, but it won't register. So you need to actually release it inside.
Gotcha.
There we go.
There
Oh
it is.
no.
I'll use a luck.
Okay.
That's even worse.
Well,
Now, with the
no,
luck, you do
plus
get the
10.
plus
plus
10. Yeah.
10.
So 13, that's 19.
19. You managed to hit 2 of the tires, and one of them pops. So inside, Jason, all of a sudden, someone opens fire. I think you have a bolter, right? Of what kind of weapon was
Hellgun.
it? A Hellgun.
A Hellgun. Yeah.
You hear the sound of a high energy laser gun shooting at you, and suddenly one of the tires explodes. And the first thing Fox does is he gets out of the chair and opens a cabinet behind you, pulls out a big machine gun.
Jeez. At that, I'm going to.
And everyone can roll initiative.
Yeah. All right. Good Lord.
What? This is fun.
Yeah.
Do I get to roll
Definitely.
initiative?
You weren't at this location, right?
I was coming to meet them at this location.
Okay. Then I think
Because the plan was we flew to 77
outpost,
outpost
yeah.
with the ship and then
Mhm.
disembark into the smaller ship to drive to the ambush point. I think.
Yeah. So let's say, just for convenience sake, you are arriving at this point, and you can also roll initiative to get out of the vehicle.
Awesome.
That's plus
I
just
chose my
as you
fancy
know.
grass.
So just as you drive up, you see light flashes in the tunnel that are not headlights.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're like the other end of the tunnel.
So Fox goes at 12.
Sophia's
I'm
at
at
21.
And I'm at 10.
I'll let you know as soon as I get back into fancy grounds because I was using the other one.
Yeah, so we have... Stefania is at
21.
21. And we have Vasily at 10, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Ifkin?
7.
7. Do we have a Matilda? I will roll for Donnie.
4. I have no plus to my initiative, apparently.
Yeah, you don't. So we have Donnie.
Sorry, I'm busy driving a ship.
Can I copy this one?
How Matilda drives like this.
No, I can't. So, where are we? We start with Fenya. So after you fired at the tires, you're the first to act again.
All right. She is going to. I'm going to use accurate attack, so that the first person that exits the vehicle, I can. I want to make an accurate attack on them.
Okay. So you to do that, you take the ready action, and the trigger for that is the first person to get out.
Okay.
So.
Well, the first person that's not as silly.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay. Yeah. All right. The first person to act next is Donnie, and Donnie is probably driving the vehicle you commissioned, Matilda, and he looks at you and asks, "Are we too late? What's the plan?" Muted.
We'll find out, I guess. And she'll turn on the comms and Savannah, Kifkin, what is happening?
Ambush is ongoing.
Tell me what I'm aiming for.
There is a truck inside the tunnel. We don't know where Vasily is in the truck, so we're trying not to blow it up this time.
Donnie, if it's a truck.
And that's when Fox jumps out of the truck. So, Sylvania, you can make me your accurate attack.
Okay.
So, how much of your attack bonus do you want to trade? You can trade up to 5 damage for effect, for attack bonus. With the accurate attack.
Go ahead.
So basically, accurate attack is a move you can make that normally can subtract up to 2 from your effect rank and add it to your attack roll. And with advantage, which I think you have, you can go up to 5.
Okay, I think she's going to go with 3.
Okay, so you get 3 less power and 3 more attack bonus.
Okay, so I get. Yep.
A 15 hits. What's your effect now?
Let's see. For the Hellgun, it's penetrating 2.
Penetrating 2.
Ooh.
So 2,
power 4.
Power 4. Yeah, power 4. That's the one I wanted to know. So that goes down to 1 with the trade you made, and he's gonna roll toughness. He rolls 9. He gets 15. And I will quickly go to the chart. So 15. He takes -1 penalty and dazed, if I'm correct with my own rules. So he moves at. He can only take one action on his next turn, which is now. So he steps out, and he is he's shocked being hit, and there's a big wound in his side. Which brings us on initiative to Vasily.
All right, I'm going to hop out of my side of the truck, go to the back of it as quickly as I can, chainsword already like revved up and ready to go, and just slice off whatever locking mechanism is on the doors and try to like corral the prisoners out.
Okay, so you can open with your action, with your move you can get there, and with your action you can open the door. Yeah, there's metal sparks flying everywhere as Vasily starts cutting into the container on the back.
Certainly hope you don't die, Fox! I yell over this like cacophony of metal on metal.
All right. That brings us to Kifkin.
My murderous rampage continues.
Kifkin, did you actually see Vasily since the last time he was put had a makeover and put in prison?
No.
So he looks like a factory worker that got out, and I want you to make a perception.
Okay. This is going to go so well for everyone. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
You're a killing machine,
19.
Kifkin.
19.
You do recognize Vasily, but he's shaved bald. He has a tattoo in his neck, but you do recognize his chainsword. And as soon as you see the chainsword, you see, oh, that's his posture. This is Vasily.
I'll cry out because I know I just informed the Inquisitor, and she just, before the comm broke up, just hit the truck. I'll just cry out, Vasily, get away from the truck! And then aim at the guy that's the Pena shot and just unleash with the hell pistol.
Okay. For that, you...
well, not the hell pistol, the Inferno pistol.
Yeah, you do need to move up a little bit to short range, as it has short range. And then you unload on him, and then he has to make a reflex save.
DC 16.
16, you said?
Yeah.
He makes that, so he takes half effect, which is...
the effect of this nasty piece of work is normally penetration 3, 6 fire, so half of that would be 3 fire.
Yeah, 3 fire. He rolls, he gets 12, and I will... And your effect is 3, he rolls a 12, which means he gets a -2, and dazed, actually. I think I have to look up my own house rules. We'll do that in a moment. But he gets the second degree failure, stacking up as well. So he is looking bad. He is. You hit him, and his clothes they melt away on his skin, and it does burn him quite badly. But he is able to go on. Let's see. That puts us to Matilda. Matilda, you can continue your conversation if you want, or you can do something else.
Matilda would like to crank down her window, lean out, and she's gonna use... Let me see what the range is. How close am I to everyone?
You start at 2 range bands out. Okay. So that would be medium range.
I'm gonna just draw my las pistol, I think, and just shoot at a convenient target. while we continue to get closer.
Yeah. From your side, you would have to move up next to the Arbeits vehicle that's blocking the tunnel, because you're coming from the outside, right? I'm correct.
Yeah, I thought we were coming from the other end, but yeah.
Yeah.
Whichever end you tell me.
So you need to move up to the Arbeits vehicle to get a line of sight, and then you can shoot, which you can do in your turn. So you can roll me a tech roll.
Cool. How do I do this? Roll.
Basically, you roll a d20. Luckily, it's not a 1. And you add your attack bonus, which is...
bonus.
Hey, I think we have rerolls in this system, do we not?
I have a +0 to hit.
Okay, so
Hero points exist.
basically, she shoots and she hits the lamp on the ceiling of the tunnel, and it goes out.
That's fine. I can work in the dark.
All right. That moves us up in initiative to Svenja again. Svenja, this man is burning.
Oh, good. That's what we should do to heretics. She's going to pull the sword and walk up to him, and she's going to behead him.
All right. You can try. Roll me an attack.
All right.
So he is -3 and dazed. I looked it up. So on 2 degrees, you get -2 and dazed.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits him. So he's got to resist damage 6, if I'm correct?
7. Power 7.
Power 7. Power 7, he rolls the +5 -3 is 16. 16 against power 7 is a -1. Yeah, another -1. So you cut up his arm, but with a body like this, it looks like a flesh wound. Putting him at -4 and dazed, the dazed he already took on his action. So next in line is Donnie. Donnie follows you outside the truck, pulls out the help pistol and fires at the same target as you were looking at. He hits. Oh wait, did I roll in the box? No, I didn't. So now he misses as well. He shoots, and the shot deflects off the side of the truck, hitting no one.
It's right. It looks like there's way more of us than there are.
Yeah.
That's what I learned from Stormtrooper camp.
Prox is now in front of Svenja, and he uses the weapon now as a club, and he takes a big swing at the over-armored person in front of him. For 11. Does that hit? So your armor class is, I think you're muted, is 10 plus your either parry or dodge.
All right, let's see here. Parry is 3, so 13.
So he misses. He takes a swing, and he swing and a miss.
Okay.
He easily parry aside his weapon. Yeah.
I have something called weapon break that I think lets me. Let me find it here real quick. It's if I take the defend action, which I did not. So, okay, that doesn't apply.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up in line, Vesely.
Swing open the doors.
They're still unconscious.
Oh, sleepyheads. I stab the chainsword into into the wall of this container and just try to make as much racket as I can to see if I can't wake somebody up.
Okay. How we'll do that is I am gonna roll a perception. They're not waking up.
Mother. All right. As soon as that happens, I'll just try to just drag them like one by one and throw them onto the ground behind.
In your action, you can throw out 2 of them.
One woman, one man, just.
Yep. Did you put the hoods back over their heads earlier?
No, I'll keep them unhooded.
So, Vasily, you're the only one in a position to see this, as Sylvania is beside the vehicle at Fox. Vasily starts throwing bodies out of the truck. 2 of them.
Or Kifkin. Kifkin is the only one to see this.
Oh, Kifkin, yeah, sorry. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. And as he does that, that's your turn.
Okay. And damn it, Stephanie, why'd you have to get in close combat? And just rushes up with the power maul.
It's what she does.
And I still see that nat 20 in the corner of my screen.
Yeah.
I'm going to use it right now.
All right.
And I'm going to hit this guy with the power maul.
So you get an auto crit with the nat 20, which means you can either you can do several things with critical hits in this system. One of them is you add +5 to the effect rank. That's the simplest one. You can have something special happen to the scene if you're creative, or you can add effects to the weapon attack.
No, we're going to keep with the current theme of this character, which is unfortunate carnage.
Yeah.
And just add 5. So in that case, that all of a sudden makes this a damage 13 force.
Okay. Damage
3.
13.
Yeah.
He has a +1 bonus left. So he gets 5. How do you kill this man?
Just the sigh of frustration as he is forced to run. Kifkin hates running. And I want to see, like, you can't really see, the lights have been dimmed because of the missed shots. He just trips as course of his running, leads with the mace, and just manages, with the power field coming on, just hitting this guy right in the upper right portion of his torso, and it just caves through as he falls onto the guy, and there's just gore and discharges of energy. It's everywhere. It's a mess. It's not glorious. It's just awful.
Stephania looks over at Kifkin and she goes, "If you insist on doing my job, I am not doing yours."
That's when we drop out of initiative. At least if Matilda tells Donnie to stand down and not shooting.
Well, Matilda doesn't know everyone's dead, so Matilda, I'm guessing, tells Donnie to hold until we see something we can shoot.
Yeah. So do you approach the? I think it's up to you.
Oh, I can't remember what. But Matilda would like to surface read this area to see how many mines we're talking about here. Try and get their little pings. Which I think I can do at this range on my sheet.
I think it's
just use my third eye sensors.
Oh yeah, you can do that. You'll have to roll me a willpower to see if it works.
So she kind of hunkers down a little bit as if, taking shield behind the Arbite's car. But really, she just doesn't want to see her eyes go black. That's a 20.
Yeah, with that, you can move around your senses and do a scan around the area, and you see Vasily. So if you float, you basically what's happening? You're floating in an ethereal plane, and you see everything hazy in monochrome tones.
Kind of like in Shadow when you go to the Shadowrun, when you go to the other side and you start just.
Yeah. Yep. And as you move behind the vehicle, you see Sylvania, you see Kifkin, who were already in line of sight, and then you see Vasily, who just threw out 2 living, you can notice that, unconscious bodies, and there's 2 more in the truck. Other than that, you don't see any actors here.
If I look into the truck, can I see the the minds in there are belonging to unconscious people.
You can use on your next action. You can do that. So, unless there's anyone wanting to do like the split second actions, which would happen within 6 seconds, we'll drop out of initiative, and Matilda can try to read one of the bodies. Vesely, do you throw out the other ones?
No. As soon as I hear this awful, like, crunching noise and don't hear anything more from Fox, I'm just going to go ahead and hop out from the back and tilt my head out just to see and confirm.
There's a lot of blood.
Oh, I am unfortunately damp. Oh, God. Was he under pressure? What? How does this work? Oh.
Slowly go back, try to close the doors as best I can. Obviously, I can't lock them because I screwed that up. And go out from behind the truck toward the front, like where I think Matilda the Inquisitor and whoever else might be.
Yeah, as soon as you walk out, you see an Arbite at the corner of the vehicle. He's training his weapon on you, looking at Svenja and Kifkin to see for a sign of should I shoot or...
Svenja, I call out
He's
to
having a pistol
our
out.
illustrious sister of battle.
Yes, Vasily.
A couple of unconscious bodies out of the truck. There are two inside. Go and...
I take it these were your packages?
Indeed, and I have a plan. I smile and look forward. Take the two that are on the floor and collect what bits you can from... Well, I just sort of look to Kifkin.
I look at Kifkin and I say, I'm sure our adept is quite capable of cleaning up his own messes, and she will go pick up the bodies.
So, Matilda, as you fly away, your body becomes numb as you temporarily move your presence somewhere else.
Yes.
Somewhere in the far distance, you do hear Donnie asking you, "Are you okay?" But as you're focused on reading minds, you can roll me a willpower.
Oh.
I didn't want to roll that, but no.
24.
24. So that goes through. Now you can roll me an opposed willpower.
Good job, Matilda. Good job.
This one you can re-roll because you cannot re-roll if you want to spend a hero point, but that's up to you.
Yes, I would like to spend a hero point because I still have both of mine today.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
All right.
As soon as you try to read one of the unconscious ones,
Inquisitor. Oh.
And she's like looking around like, boy, did you guys make a mess.
Hang on. I think we're muted on stream at the moment. So
I haven't touched anything.
can you? I can't get. Oh, yeah, we're back. Huh. Just as I said that. So we're good. We're good. I think someone reset the connection. So, all right. How much did they miss? How much did you miss? What was the last thing we said?
We need to.
The last minute.
We need to get to Outpost 77. We didn't know how many heretics were with Vasily. Apparently, one very juicy one. And
Vasily,
that
fill
was
me
it.
in on that plan. Sefenia, Kifkin, get in the back and attempt to mask yourselves with the others.
Okay.
Yes, Madam Inquisitor. And Sefenia at first is going to start looking for spare tires to replace the tires that were blown off of the vehicle.
No. Keep them. They need to... I have an alternative suggestion. I sort of look to Matilda.
Speak.
If perhaps I were to have survived an ambush, it would perhaps be more believable than two of the bodies suddenly turning into an illustrious sister of battle and an adept. A quite obvious adept. No offense, Kivkin.
No offense taken. Does anyone have like a rag?
Ignore that and just turn back to Matilda. If
You wish to
the truck-
continue with the deception.
If the truck is indeed, shall we say, worse for wear, and perhaps evidence lost, and I sort of look to the windshield of that of the vehicle, perhaps we might be able to ascertain more information than we currently have.
Truck is closed, right, Bastian? It's like a closed truck.
Yeah, definitely. With the weather here.
Shoot out the windshield. I'll explain that Fox rolled out and attempted to fight on his own.
Yes, I understand that part of the plan. But I would rather you not go alone again. I do not trust you unsupervised. It is messy.
Well, then what about him? And I point to Donnie. The hostage.
What about him? Alright, and we will follow in my vehicle. At a distance.
I smile and nod. And look to this entirely new person who has never seen me before.
Donnie meet Vasily is one of my retinue.
I hold out my hand.
He shakes your hand. I'm Donnie, commissioned from the Arbeids now, at your service.
Wonderful. Please,
what's your plan with me then?
I sort of pace around trying to think of it. Think of the series of events that I'm going to try and sell to these cultists. Right.
It is very simple. The truck was ambushed by some Arbeids. Luckily, Vasily is smart enough and dangerous enough to get the truck through. Unfortunately, Fox, not so bright, not so lucky. Much like this poor unfortunate smudge.
And then...
Oh, and you're a captive that Vasily somehow spontaneously took. Because he's just that badass.
What's the advantage of having a captive?
Well, apparently I am not allowed to go.
I'd need to lie.
Sefenia is not allowed to go. No, you need to say nothing. You will be gagged and bound. Lightly bound. She looks at Vasily.
Or at the very least, you'll have a chainsaw at your back should you open your mouth too vigorously. It shall be turned on.
For your part, you will be part of Vasily's team. You will help him in the ways that he requires, and we will be not far behind.
If that's what you want.
It is not what I want, but apparently we are following Vasily's plans today, and I am very intrigued to see how this goes.
He looks at Vasily. I don't see the point, but I'll do my part. So where can I hide these weapons? Probably stash them somewhere here, then.
No. Sit in the front with me. I'll say that you clambered aboard in the slowness of our vehicle. And subsequently, I held a chainsword to your gullet and have kept you quite compliant.
Matilda is going to reach down to that smudge on the ground, stick her hand right in it, and then put some on Donnie's face. Just camouflage. I could make it real, but that is less pleasant.
Meanwhile, Safenya has picked up this huge machine gun and is field stripping it and cleaning it, putting it back together.
I still think we should stick Safenya and Kipkin in the back of this truck. I'm not sure why we're now going in and being subtle to get more information. That's been my plan.
And now we're back. So, we're back.
Right.
I reconnected our server. I don't know why I didn't get audio. So the plan was Donnie gets into the vehicle, stashes his sword and pistol in the
Put them in the footwell.
compartment. Yeah, and the footwell is also an option. But he closes the hatch, the locker behind him, where Fox had the weapon earlier, because he saw that open as he stepped in. And it's going to be half a day driving. So if you, this would be a perfect opportunity for Matilda, Kifkin, and Svenja to talk if they want to talk. And Vasily will be able to have a conversation with Donnie if he so chooses.
Oh, God. I have regrets about this entire plan.
Well, I mean, you could just cancel Inquisitor and have the ship fire on Outpost 77 and turn to glass.
Yes, and in the process eliminate all leads.
I know, that wasn't the best idea, but right now I am still damp.
Vasily, I
good
need you to
call.
update me. What precisely is going on at Outpost 77?
All right, met with a lovely individual by the name of Cornelius, and unfortunately picked the wrong potential interrogatee. However, Kifkin remedied my decisions quite succinctly. I'm supposed to be meeting someone, dropping off the cargo, but forgive me if I seem a little reluctant to relinquish even a few of the Emperor's children into the hands of unsavory individuals.
Kifkin, the cargo, as Vasily so creatively calls them, they are chemically sleeping.
Yes, chemical induction of a comatose state is relatively simple, especially with all sorts of pharmacological drugs that are probably on site as
Yes,
part of...
Kifkin, but why? It makes no sense. There are many ways to subdue prisoners, to abduct people.
Chemically induced coma means there is no chance of self-harm. Also, it is standard operating procedure of those that work aboard the black ships, if in case those subjects have any sort of psychic potential.
Vasily, please give Donnie your communicator. I need to talk to him.
I take it out of my ear and hand it off to Donnie.
The grown-ups need to talk.
She doesn't really need this anyway. I sort of offhandedly say as I hand off the communicator to Donnie.
Oh, you don't like talking to her? And he puts it in. Hello?
Donnie, how could I quickly identify the 3 remaining cargo?
3 remaining cargo?
4.
They are people.
4.
Oh, that's
So
4.
it's 4.
I thought you smudged one.
No,
No,
that was a guy who stepped out of the vehicle with a...
Oh, that was like
weapon.
another random guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The brute.
Okay, the 4 remaining cargo.
I would run the tags and see where they come from. I don't know if we have a long-range comms on this vehicle. If we do, I could patch into the Arbeitskomms.
Kifkin? Do we have a way of doing this? I need to know who these people are. It don't makes no sense to me. It is too much bother for 4 people.
As long as I'm not driving, I can see about patching into the Arbites and having them run the numbers.
Alright, pull over quickly. Stephania, you may drive.
Okay.
Yes, madam.
So this...
we pull out and do like the quickest driver change.
As you were driving an Arbeits vehicle, it has a long-range comms encrypted to the communication center. So, but with your knowledge, you can actually operate it.
Okay, but we could also use Donnie's codes correct instead of having to use one of our inquisitorial or have to
if you had Donnie on hand, yes.
I can just quickly run the codes. Tech use, I'm guessing? Technology?
Yep.
Okay. Let's do that. $18.
18. 18 will get you on the comms with the Arbeitskomms. So, did you? Well, you have an eidetic memory, so you can actually punch in the numbers from what Vasily told earlier.
Yep.
So how do you request it? That's you get automated operator on the other end.
I'll run the request code that's linked to the vehicle. So Agent 2477 requesting data retrieval on minor codes 276-4, 76-62, 344-5, A776-B.
First, you get a bit of a static before you get a signal back in, and good afternoon, Agent. Whatever you called, and those numbers. Yep, we patched them in the system. They are workers, no criminal records, no outstanding warrant. Anything else you'd like us to look up?
Place of residence. Also, have they checked in within the past week?
To get that info, that takes a bit. You got some time? You got hours ahead of you of driving.
Yeah. No, I need that data. There's a possible missing persons tied to those 4 numbers.
Well, I can just check the missing persons list of last week with that. And you hear in the background, you hear typing. Every now and then you hear an alarm in the background as well. Yes, all 4 numbers show up in the list.
Okay. Are they all from the same factory?
No. All different factories. They're all capital, though.
All capital factories. All right. Do they have families on planet, or are they all single individual persons?
No, they don't appear to have family here.
All right.
No
all
listings.
Transfers. Okay. Separate facilities. Do they all have the same inspector working that circuit of factories?
That's the information we don't have in our system. That would take. We would have to send a runner to the governor's data.
Well, considering the current climate, that's not going to be possible.
No,
that is enough for now.
All right. Thank you, Control. We'll be in touch. Over.
Kivkin, something is bothering me about this chemical. Do you remember the purple?
Yeah, you mean the metal thing that caused people to
No,
jump
I mean
at
the
that?
glow. The strange glow. It was not limited to that sliver, it was limited to the bodies of the cultists. And we never figured out what it was. Something chemical. That was as far as we ever got.
Well, no, the glow was only on Calvin, and I'm pretty certain it's tied to the metal. The scarring is definitely linked to the chemical. The acid scarring on all of the bodies.
We should stop the vehicle and inspect one of these bodies. I wonder if we are about to deliver bombs.
Okay. I can do a quick once-over.
Safenya's already pulled over.
Jump out, pop the trunk where I'm guessing these people are, and I'd like to make a treatment check on the first one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because heresy bombs just screams Bastion's twisted brain to me.
Do I
26.
notice that they? Do I notice that they pulled over?
Yeah,
you would have been on the. Oh, Donnie would have been on the
yeah.
comm.
Yeah, and the lights behind us, they fade away as you drive on. You see them getting distance. And Donnie says, well, I think they're checking the cargo. That's what I said.
Okay.
It's a long drive. You can catch up easily. So, 20 what?
26.
26 on treatment. They are well and truly sedated. They have a slow pulse. They're alive, breathing lightly.
Okay.
And with that treatment, you also notice that the injection was directly into a vein on the wrist.
Can we strip the body and look for purple?
Could you touch them, Safenya? My
No, she hasn't touched him.
favorite evil Snoop.
She hasn't touched him yet, but she'll just start. She'll place hands on all of them and see if she can sense heresy.
Okay. None of them have any taint at all.
They are free of heresy. Madam Inquisitor?
I don't understand. All right, we better continue moving.
That's the four living ones inside. Yeah.
Perhaps they are
Wait.
being delivered to the ones who are heretics.
Maybe.
You
That
can.
is certainly what we
All three of
expect.
you are in the back now, checking the bodies. You can all roll me a perception as well.
Okay, perception.
Perception. Except I can't because I closed my fancy grounds. Can someone roll for me, please?
I will. roll
17 for Safenya.
I will roll for Matilda. Matilda rolls a 6,
Plus 10. 16.
16, 17, and
15.
15. Who had the 70? Matilda, right?
No, 17 was Safenya.
Oh, Savannah. Savannah, you're the first to notice that this cargo hold, it does have a hatch on the floor, like where it would be a floor panel, but it looks like it came loose recently.
She's going to clear everybody out of the way. Madam Inquisitor, I don't know quite what's down here. Shall I find out?
Yes,
She's
there's
got-
something more to this. Yes.
She's going to, she's got a weapon in one hand, probably her sword, and she's lifting the hatch with the other. And she's, if anything pops
Madam
up, she's going to
Inquisitor
attack.
is out of the vehicle. I want to make this very clear before I blow up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the plate, it's more like when you have metal plates that are lined together. The rest of the floor, all the lines, they are old and rusted, and this one is fresh, so you have to pry it out.
Okay.
You can do that relatively easily. I'm not going to make a hurdle out of that. And as you open it, underneath there's two big boxes, like a meter by 30 centimeters by 30. Like military crates even, but they're and it says explosives on the outside. Handle with care.
It would appear we have explosives, Madam Inquisitor.
Well,
Shall I-
found the bomb.
Yes.
And this was in the back of the cargo truck, or okay, so I would have stopped and
Well, yeah, you wanted to inspect the bodies. In this case, Vesely and Donnie are close by as well. I kind of mixed that up.
So
You needed to stop to even investigate the bodies. Yeah,
we'll say that we stopped at that point.
you stopped them.
Yep.
Well,
So-
Donnie was on comm, so he could hear that we were stopping. So.
Yeah, so that's
sure.
why you
Yeah,
mixed
so
that
that's
up
why we
to do the
stopped.
bodies. Yeah, exactly. And this is happening in the back, and Donnie asks, are they alive?
I do not
Is
know
what
yet.
I can
The
check.
explosives. Well,
Give me a
if
second.
it would. Safenya's like, okay, well, you're the one in gore-encrusted clothing, and I'm in a power armor, but sure.
How much is it? As in, what distance do we need to take?
If it's anything like the stuff that caused the Union building to collapse, I'm going to say that you'd have to drive for a while. So you can get in the vehicle and go away, or you can just trust that I'm okay.
I looked at Donnie quite severely. Hi, yes, no comms here. What's happening?
Oh, let's walk to them, and so we go around the back of the vehicle. So they found explosives in the back, I think, and now your adept, the rogue trader, wants to check on the explosives.
Oh, marvelous!
Okay, Let's see if these things are being transported in ordnance code or has a remote detonator on it. So technology time.
Donnie will drive the other vehicle with anyone that wants to get distance to a respectable distance.
Donnie, will you help me with these unfortunates? She's gonna look at the four unconscious people.
They're put into the back of the SWAT car.
Okay. Matilda's lack of strength becomes apparent.
So the SWAT car is a half track, with the back being a personnel carry and front having a driver and a co-driver.
Safenya will help load them quickly.
Yeah, and then take some distance.
Go help Kifkin.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll sit with the bodies and just as we're getting distance between them, I'm going to start praying over them, like actually like Emperor protect them and blah blah blah, all that sort of good stuff.
Yeah. So Kifkin, roll me a 10 or higher. Yeah. Okay.
21.
You open the box, and in it you find stacked plastic explosives, which you recognize as mining explosives.
Okay, so
neatly packed, no detonators.
All right, so these are probably either Compound B or C8.
Are they live, Kifkin?
No, these are just for transport.
There are no detonators. It's not live.
No, this is relatively safe. I wouldn't transport it this way. I would have probably put them in secure crates with foam padding, but...
Correct. Can we continue?
Yeah. I would actually leave them as is.
Madam Inquisitor, the explosives are stable at the time. At this moment, there are no detonators. We can continue as we are.
And Donnie drives back.
Whatever you do, don't fire at this vehicle, because one errant hell laser blast, or Emperor forbid a heavy flamer shot, and there's going to be a new crater on this planet.
Well, that seems to be your area of expertise, Kifkin, not mine. Safenya just puts the metal plate back.
Fair. That's very fair. Alright, then. This makes your plan more feasible, Vasily. It's not about the people, it is about the bomb. Or the potential bomb.
Is it unfortunate for me to believe, perhaps, that both are of equal importance?
We will find out.
I return back to the bodies and start just saying, let your soul be armored with faith, driven on the tracks of obedience which overcome all obstacle, and armed with the three great guns of zeal, duty, and purity. And just
do you want the bodies to stay in the back of the half track, or shall I move them back to the truck?
Do we have no way of waking them up? Nothing in the med kit that would work?
There's probably only maybe 2 shots of adrenaline that would get them all up. I could get maybe 2.
We maybe only need 1. We just need to figure out why these 4 random people.
Oh, okay.
We'll take 1 in the half truck, whoever it is, with us, and then the rest can continue with Jason, Vasily.
Okay. And Donnie.
And yes.
Yep.
Donnie says, please drive carefully to Vasily. As you hobble off with 1 flat tire.
Oh, I assure you, I'll attempt it. And I, again, just sort of pat his shoulder.
Safenya gets back behind the wheel of the half track.
Matilda will get in the back with Kifkin. It's going to be tight with our body person. We'll choose the smallest one, so I guess one of the female ones.
All right. Well, it's been a while since I've done this. Okay, here we go. Adrenaline shot. This will be fun. Please be aware, Madam Inquisitor, this usually goes one of 2 ways. They come back either really, really groggy and slowly, or
I'm going to take
violently.
Kipkin's hand and shove it into the the person.
All right,
Just
especially you roll me a treatment.
God, sure, yeah, that's one of my best ones. It's not, but
God damn it.
I'm so sad I didn't get to fight. I want to use Matilda's aggressive stuff.
That's the total.
wait.
or-
Plus 2 would be 8. I'm gonna go ahead and say I use a hero point.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, completely allowed.
15 plus 2 is 17.
You do manage to hit it at the right spot. Otherwise, that would have been the wrong spot. And within a second, the unconscious woman wakes up straight, lets out a scream, and don't hurt me! Don't hurt me!
Violently.
It keeps
We're
on
not here
screaming,
to hurt you.
wild, shaking her arms, legs, trying to
Has anyone
climb
told
out.
you?
Down.
She tries to run away.
No. I quickly grab at her and look to her rather severely. Calm. Yes? I understand the circumstances that you have been abducted are quite mysterious to us. I don't know if they're mysterious to you. I would assume so, given your reaction. Talk.
I would like to surface read her. I know she's freaking out about thinking of running away, but I want to know A, where she's running to, and B, what she's afraid of.
All right. You can roll me.
Can someone roll for me, please?
Yeah, I will roll.
Thank
This
you.
is your willpower, which is
Yep, so it's
27.
plus 10.
And then the opposed one, someone else can roll me the opposed one for Matilda, and I will roll.
Sure, I'll roll opposed.
So it makes 22. Judging with her weakened state, you do manage to get her surface thoughts, which are blind panic. With you see your faces flash by, and every time it flashes by, there's a movement. So every step she tries to take corresponds to seeing.
I'd freak out if I was
before
at
you.
Lily's face as well. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. or Kifkin. Or yeah.
Well, I'm still covered in gore. That's now drying.
I'm going to angle our prisoner away from Kifkin.
And
I
after,
can.
It belongs to one of the
Yeah.
ones who tried to take you.
Matilda, you can.
I can talk to her brain, right?
Yeah.
As long as it's a separate action.
Mhm.
Alright,
Yes,
she's
you
gonna
can.
try and talk to this woman's brain.
All right.
No,
I will
no, don't
roll
talk to
your willpower try. Oh, in the box, please. Nat 20.
Oh my
So you can talk to her in her brain.
Matilda, I know you are afraid. I would be afraid too. But we are here to help you and the others. We are not your enemies. If we were, you would be dead. Think about it.
And you can roll me a persuasion with a 2 bonus.
Pope, hit that dice for me. I believe in you.
Oh, this is good.
My persuasion's plus 10, and with a 2 bonus, that's plus 12.
29.
29.
What the rest sees is all of a sudden she relaxes, sits down, and starts sobbing.
There we
That's
go.
it.
There we go. I sit next to her and just kind of nod. Take off my coat as well and offer it to her.
We need your help.
She's physically unresponsive, but if you put the coat over her, that will work.
Yeah. Marvelous, marvelous. What is your name? Huh? Let's at least start there.
Yara.
Yara. Yara. Very wonderful name. Yara, I'm going to ask you just the slightest of slight questions. And I need you to answer as honestly as you can, yes? Were you contacted at any point by a person claiming to be a representative of, or perhaps the man himself, Cornelius? No. No. What is your last conscious memory?
And Matilda, I assume you're still reading her mind.
Matilda's still nestled in there, nice and comfy at the back.
Mhm.
Got some popcorn.
It's basically she was on her way home from work when there was figures in her mind. It's hooded figures who approached her, and then there's a white flash, and it all went black. And she starts crying.
Okay, a little bit intense, I'm sure. Would you understand if I were to perhaps inquire as to your membership in a union? Perhaps one that's led by a person named Elijah?
I'm not in the union.
You're not. I see. Now, I sort of angle her towards the unconscious bodies and sort of point to them. Do you recognize any of these individuals? We found them with you.
Are they dead?
No, not dead. Simply sedated as you were.
No?
None of them.
No, she shakes her head.
Did you at any point express the wish to perhaps be off-planet?
No. Well, eventually.
Eventually. Did you speak of these desires with any particular person?
No. Well,
No.
my boyfriend. But that was when I would finish my duty here.
I see. Who is your significant other?
Hang on. Come on, internet.
Randomnamegenerator.com.
Monty. Monty. Is he here?
No, quite likely, unless he was known by an alias, which was either Pretty Boy or Fox.
Or Max.
Or Max.
No, nothing, no.
Then I'm sure he's perfectly fine.
So will I get back to him?
Most likely. You shouldn't fear either way. I am sure the Emperor watches over you now, yes?
She nods silently.
All right.
And Matilda's gonna leave her mind and turns to Vasily and Kipkin and Stephania. I don't believe we should deliver them.
No, we should put them all in the back of the half-track.
So I'm to go empty-handed and explain to them that I lost
Actually-
their cargo.
You have an arbite and you have something that you don't know is there.
Actually,
You
I have an
never
idea.
found. Okay,
You
good.
could.
Let's. The back of this thing is already damaged. Let's damage the top of it more, as well as the door, so it could feasibly be thought that these bodies fell out, but the bed of the truck is still secure, so the bombs get there. I mean, we've
No
got
objection?
access to chain swords. I mean, we can make it look like this thing just got tore to hell.
Exactly. Fine.
If you need
Fine
one
then.
body in the back with a sack over its head, as long as I have access to my weapons.
Your armor is rather a giveaway, Sophenia. This is why we didn't use my plan originally of putting you and Kivkin in the back. Apparently it wasn't subtle enough.
I
So my
can
most
take off
subtle
the
of threats.
armor. I am still a fighter without my armor.
Much as I appreciate the thought, I would assume that whoever was, shall we say, abducted, would have been known to whoever we're going to be delivering it to.
Yeah, these
Vasily,
are
can you
targeted
lie well
individuals.
enough? That is the only problem. You just have to lie well enough. The details don't matter. The details, that's where you get caught. You just need to lie well enough.
Madam Inquisitor, there was a reason you brought me aboard. And I assure you, it is not because I place my faith in humans.
The Emperor
I can
watches over
lie
us
through
all.
my teeth. Yes. And so I place my faith in him. Anything that comes out of my mouth is for his furtherance. 'Tis not for my benefit. 'Tis only for the glory of the Imperium. So yes, even if it is a false statement, it is made so that the heretic might burn, so that a world might be saved.
Alright. How does Donnie compare in size to Sophenia minus power armor?
What height is Sophenia again?
She's probably about 5'10".
They're pretty similar. Maybe as Donnie's might be slightly taller, but not much.
I still think a wolf in sheep's clothing will be useful. And Donnie, it was too much of me to ask you. You have important things that you can do. Sophenia, how do you fancy being an Arbite? Captured by the gallant Vasily. Liar through his teeth.
If he captured me, it is a lie. But yes, I can handle this.
Alright, this is a
Major
matter-
boost to my confidence.
And I can trust you that should the worst happen, you will destroy this vehicle and the people at that outpost.
You can rest assured of that.
Speaking of, I look to Savannah. Do you happen to have a certain possession of mine?
Perhaps.
I'd very much like it at this juncture. I hold out my hands for my flamer.
She grudgingly hands it over. Although she has a new toy with the large machine gun.
Donnie is like, as you hand it over, it's like points.
Consider it assurance that if the truck needs to be destroyed, it will be destroyed. That she's taking off the power armor.
Alright, and we will respectfully store that in our vehicle, along with the 3 unconscious and the 1 awake. Yara.
So,
Sorry, I do have that name written down.
if I'm clear, Donnie gets in the Arbeids half track, and Svenja
Our
takes
track
his
is
place.
very full of people right now.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's
And
place for
yeah.
like 12 people in Carapace in the back, so there's room.
Okay.
Yeah, so Sofenia will give up her seat, driver's seat, to Donnie, and take the passengers.
Well, Donnie is actually in the half track with Matilda, and you're going to be with Vasily in the truck.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll
But
So
she
Sofenia
had
was
been
driving the
driving.
half track with us.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So Donnie will start driving.
Yeah. And she's when she's in there, she'll have found the compartment where that machine gun where Fox had kept a machine gun. So that will go back in there. She knows that's where that is. She stored all her weapons, stashed them around the cab of the truck, and
Yeah. So for the wrapping up scene, as we are close to time, I just need to know once the outpost gets inside, I assume you stop the Arbeids half track and let the truck go on. So then this is for Vasily and Sofenia. Well, the rest can listen in as well. But it's the outpost you're reaching is it doesn't have a wall of any sorts. It's almost like a mining compound with several tanks, some fuel tanks, and a mine entrance as well. There's several buildings, mostly prefab walls, and people moving around. And as you approach, you are greeted by a worker in reinforced clothes. As we're in a acid rain situation here, and he basically signals you with a glow stick where to park, and that's where we'll wrap up this episode of Inquisitor. Not as fighty as as you might have expected, but then again, you sprung a good ambush, which might have been good or bad depending on how this turns out. So let's go around the cast and crew, see what you thought of today and where can we find you online. Let's start bottom right with Sofenia, the now incognito Sister of Battle.
I am Kat, Cleric of Court, playing Sofenia Grigori. Yes, a Sister of Battle who is starting to wonder if Kifkin is maybe trying to go after her job for some reason, seeing as how he's killing everyone. She did rather take comfort in him being bathed in gore, though. You can find me on the Twitters at Cleric of Cord. I have a pinned tweet where all the games that I'm in are listed throughout the week, but most especially you can find me back here on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time playing a Warforged war wizard by the name of Due Diligence in Once Upon a Time in Telendia. Lot of fun, and probably about as 180 degrees of tone from this one as you can get.
All right. Let's move one spot over to the left to Pope Worldbuild. What did you think of today, and where can we find you online?
Hey, I'm Pope World Build over at the Twitter. I am World Build here on the Twitch. And wow, that was something else. Kill count's now 21, Blackjack. And yeah, it feels like we're finally getting somewhere, and we're going to have this great confrontation, or we have gotten it all wrong yet again, and there's just going to be more breadcrumbs. But either way, I look forward to it. I am so hyped for next Monday. And no, today was absolutely just a blast. As for where you can find me, this Wednesday on Tales from the Grim, I will be appearing on May Black Roses Bloom as Kelvin. And then this Saturday, I believe we're starting a stream marathon. And I will be joining a number of lovely folks for some Warhammer Fantasy on Saturday. So please tune in right here on Encounter Roleplay. All right. And thank you all in the chat. Love you so much. See you soon.
All right, just Jason. please.
Yes, Jason Catron, just Jason, please, on Twitter. Apologies for coming in a bit late and being spotty around. It's been a day, but see me here on Mondays, same time, same place. See me tomorrow on Susanna Grace's channel. Going to be running a lovely little Witcher campaign over there that I'm sure a few fans of will certainly tell you is marvelous. Also have a Blue Rose game on Thursday over on Pro Restarter's channel. So yes, it's a lovely time all around. You can see me here on Mondays and just everywhere, and just follow me on Twitter if you need to know where I am at any particular point in time.
All right. Charlie, Matilda.
Hello. My notes are like a conspiracy map. Because we know
Yes, great
Cornelius
success.
at least claimed that he didn't plant those bombs because he was waiting for the riots to clear. It was convenient for the prison break, but it was inconvenient for their plans. So now I'm very confused about who is behind anything. But Matilda is tolerating everyone else's plans, and we eventually got to a reasonable plan that was semi in line with what she wanted to do to start with, so that's okay. Definitely an interesting one. Definitely wild goose chasing around this planet, but that's okay because we still don't have a navigator, so we are still stuck here. Just a quick reminder to everyone, we're still stuck here.
Unless you want to go with like
no closer to solving the mystery of the sliver, the mystery of the purple, the mystery of who blew up the Union, who could possibly be wanting to take over the planet. All of these things, still giant question marks, but that's okay. I had a blast as always. I really love this crew. Everyone has created a really strong character. So much so, sometimes like hiding cats, and as much as Matilda would like to pop their brains, I try and resist, because she is not a one-woman army, and she is trying to build an army. I am very excited to come back here again on Mondays. I believe next week we will be continuing our Divinity gaming in the morning before Mouse Guards, and then of course back here for Inquisitor. I'm here on Wednesday for the finale of Warhammer Fantasy Dark Elves Spite of the Witch King. It's going to be a big one. I don't know what our plan is there either, but it's another conspiracy that needs a good map to understand.
Man, that last episode was so crazy.
Right? And yeah, I really want to shout out that 48-hour stream coming up this weekend. It's fundraising to help Will and Sid move to the US and complete their immigration. It's really important to this channel. They are the heart and soul of all of the TTRPG that we get to do here. So sign up, retweet, support that. It's going to be a lot of fun. 48-hour streams on this channel are always a blast. There's a lot coming up. Don's running not Maybach, Rose's Bloom. Bluebeard's Bride. We have Warhammer Fantasy. I've seen, I think, a Mouse Guard on there. There's Call of Cthulhu. So lots of stuff. And I think there's still opportunities to get involved. So keep an eye out on that pinned tweet and have a look at the sign-up opportunities.
Cool. All
Did
right.
you have fun today, Bastian?
I definitely had fun. I didn't expect you to do an ambush on the transport as much, but you did.
Got a call
so that's where
from
we go.
Sebastian.
And yeah, it did give you more information. We'll see where it leads next week. You do actually get closer to what's happening, and but yeah, who's responsible? That's the main question. So I'm Vuurmannetje, or Bastian. I do tech on this channel, which is working against me today, like really badly. But that's all fine. Only 2 audio blackouts, right? And you can find me here next Monday playing Divinity Original Sin as a warm-up for our marathon of 4 shows after that. So Charlie and me will be continuing our journey on For Joy. And then later that evening you can find me here GMing Inquisitor, where we will find out what's happening in this outpost. I had fun. So I am going back to the server to hijack the switcher.
Awesome. Stay tuned. We've got D&D, Ravnica Unleashed coming up next. Awesome crew, awesome game.
Yeah.
All the
See you next
Loxodons,
week.
the goblins, and fun.
Same time, same place. Goodbye.